Let me remind you, success is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of choice, intention, and unwavering belief. Every great accomplishment, every towering achievement began in the fertile soil of thought. The dominating thoughts of your mind must be the blueprint for the reality you desire to live. Therefore, I urge you, act as if you've already achieved that reality. When you carry yourself with the assurance of success, when you move with the poise of one who already possesses what they seek, the world begins to bend in your favor. You must become the person who would attract the results you desire. The law of autosuggestion, the law of vibration, these are not whims of fantasy, but immutable truths. Your subconscious mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. It only responds to repetition, belief, and emotional intensity. So, if you wish to be wealthy, think, feel, speak, and act as one who already is. If you wish to be influential, walk with the posture and tone of influence. Too many wait for success to appear before they believe they deserve it. But the truth is, belief must precede evidence. Confidence must come before proof. The very act of assuming success, of internalizing that identity, initiates the motion of unseen forces in your favor. Doors will open where once there were none. People will respond to your energy, not your words. Circumstances will align because you've declared to the universe with conviction that you are already the embodiment of your desires. Let the dream become so vivid, so detailed, so real in your mind that it becomes more natural to live it than to deny it. Do not wait for permission to feel successful. Give it to yourself. Let your every action echo the certainty that you are already living the life you were born to live. And soon, that which was once only imagined will materialize, brick by brick, into the undeniable architecture of your reality. Your belief system is the foundation of everything you will ever accomplish. Before a single physical result can be achieved, it must be born in the mind, nourished by belief, and made real through action. When we talk about acting as if you've already achieved your goal, we are not speaking about delusion. We are speaking about planting the seed of belief so deeply within you that reality begins to conform to it. The human mind is astonishing in its design. It does not operate strictly by what it sees, hears, or touches. It operates by what it is conditioned to accept as true. When you begin to act as if your goals are already accomplished, you're training your mind to adopt that truth. This mental rehearsal sends signals to your subconscious that say, "This is who I am now." And the subconscious, once impressed with the belief, works tirelessly, day and night, to bring that belief into tangible existence. It is through this process that the invisible becomes visible. Too often, people believe they must wait for results before they can feel successful. They want proof before belief. They want applause before confidence. They want certainty before action. Now, this is a reversal of how success is truly built. The truth is, belief must come first. The sense of knowing, the deep, unshakable inner conviction that what you want is already yours in essence, must be felt long before it becomes apparent. Acting as if is not about pretending to be something you're not. It's about aligning yourself with the version of you who already possesses the outcome you seek. It is stepping into the identity of your future self and living from that place now. When you believe something deeply enough, you change the way you speak, the way you carry yourself, the way you treat others, and the way you approach challenges. You become more decisive, more resilient, more focused. That's because you've removed doubt. Doubt is the silent killer of dreams. It doesn't attack with loud force. It seeps in quietly. making you hesitate, second guess, and withdraw. But belief, true belief, is armor against that doubt. It allows you to push forward with confidence, even in the face of adversity, because your mind is no longer asking, can I? It's already decided, I have. Moreover, belief changes your energy. You felt it before. Being around someone who just knows where they're going, someone who radiates conviction and clarity, that energy is magnetic. It attracts the right people and repels the wrong ones, acting as if you've already achieved success, puts you in that frequency. And just like tuning a radio, when your mental frequency matches your desired outcome, you begin to receive the results that match it. This is not blind faith, it is active faith. It's waking up every morning and choosing to carry the mindset of the person who has already crossed the finish line. It's preparing for the opportunity before it arrives. It's investing in yourself, speaking positively, taking bold steps, because you already know how the story ends. And by doing this, you make that ending inevitable. The world responds not to who you are today, but to who you believe you are becoming. If you walk like you've already succeeded, speak like you've already made it, think like you already have the abundance, joy, or purpose you desire, then your life must shift to reflect that. Belief is the blueprint. Reality is the construction. So, you must build a structure of belief before the house of success can stand. The identity you hold shapes every aspect of your behavior, from the way you make decisions to the way you interact with others, and even to the way you respond to setbacks. When you act as if you've already achieved your goal, you are not simply mimicking behavior, you are stepping into a new identity. This shift in identity is where transformation begins. You stop thinking like someone who wants success and start thinking like someone who already has it. That internal shift creates a ripple effect throughout your entire life. When you assume the identity of your successful future self, you no longer question whether you're worthy, capable, or ready. You begin to adopt the habits, thought patterns, and routines of the person you're becoming. For example, if your vision is to be a successful entrepreneur, then you start thinking, how does a successful entrepreneur manage time, handle stress, invest in learning, and take calculated risks? You don't wait until the business is thriving to develop those qualities. You start embodying them now. The person you want to become must guide your actions today, not tomorrow. Everything you do flows from who you believe you are. This is why surface-level changes often fail. If you try to change behavior without changing identity, it feels like pushing a boulder uphill. You might force a new habit for a few weeks, but it doesn't stick because your self-concept hasn't evolved. But when you shift your identity, behavior change becomes natural. You're not trying to act like a winner. You are a winner, and your behavior reflects that. You're not forcing discipline. You are disciplined, so it's just what you do. The brain is wired to stay congruent with your self-possession. It wants your actions to match your identity. If you believe you are a confident, focused, and driven individual, your brain will work to align your behavior with that belief. But if you see yourself as someone who always falls short, who lacks discipline, or who just isn't that kind of person, then even if you try to act otherwise, your subconscious will pull you back toward your old identity. This is why acting as if isn't about pretending, it's about reprogramming. You are conditioning your mind and body to operate from a new default setting. And shift also affects how you handle obstacles. Someone with the identity of a high performer doesn't crumble under pressure. They see setbacks as feedback. Someone who believes they're already a leader doesn't wait for permission to lead. They step into situations with a sense of responsibility and clarity. When you adopt the identity of your desired future self, you stop seeing challenges as threats and start seeing them as opportunities to reinforce who you are becoming. Your identity becomes your compass. It shapes the kind of goals you set, the standards you hold, and the risks you're willing to take. If you identify as a powerful creator of your life, you approach decisions differently. You look at everything through the lens of potential, not limitation. And the more consistently you act in alignment with that identity, the stronger it becomes. Repetition is what makes it real. Every time you make a choice, it reinforces your new identity. You cast a vote for that version of you. This is how true, lasting transformation happens. Not through bursts of motivation, but through a steady reshaping of identity. You become someone new, not by waiting for external change, but by acting as if that change has already happened within. And in doing so, the external world eventually has no choice but to catch up. Because when identity shifts, behavior becomes inevitable. And when behavior shifts consistently, results follow. The key is to begin acting not from where you are, but from who you are becoming. Confidence is a magnetic force. It draws people, opportunities, and resources to you without the need for excessive explanation or justification. When you act as if you've already achieved your goals, you project a level of certainty that others can feel, even if they can't explain it. This certainty becomes your silent influence. The world responds not just to skill or ambition, but to energy. And confidence is the most compelling energy of all. The people often misunderstand confidence as something you earn after success. But in reality, it's something you develop before success. Confidence is not about arrogance or pretending to know everything. It is the quiet, powerful assurance that you are becoming who you need to be, that you are moving in the right direction, even if the evidence isn't fully visible yet. Acting as if you've already achieved something cultivates that inner assurance. It shows in how you speak, how you move, and how you handle both praise and criticism. When you walk into a room already feeling like you belong, you speak with conviction. People listen more intently. When you make decisions without hesitation, others begin to trust your leadership. This isn't magic. It's human psychology. People naturally mirror the energy they're surrounded by. If you're grounded, clear, and composed, they will feel that and respond accordingly. Acting as if you've already succeeded means you're no longer seeking external validation. You've already given it to yourself, and that makes others more likely to believe in you as well. Opportunities tend to flow toward those who seem prepared to receive them. When someone radiates confidence, it signals to the world that they can handle responsibility, that they are reliable, and that they are serious about what they want. On the other hand, hesitation and self-doubt send the opposite message. People may like you, but they won't invest in you, hire you, or follow you unless they sense that you believe in yourself first. Confidence is the bridge between your potential and your results. It's what allows others to see in you what you already see in yourself. This confidence is not built overnight. It comes from consistent action aligned with belief. The more you show up as your future self, the more evidence your brain gathers that this version of you is real. You start to build a track record, not just of external wins, but of inner wins. You begin to trust yourself. And self-trust is one of the most powerful forms of confidence there is. It means you can rely on your own word, your own discipline, and your own instincts, even when others doubt you. Accepting as if you've already achieved your dreams also forces you to confront fear differently, rather than letting fear dictate your actions. You acknowledge it, but act from a place of purpose and conviction. You don't need every answer before you begin. You just need belief strong enough to carry you forward. This willingness to act despite uncertainty further builds confidence, and the more you do it, the more fearless you become. You stop shrinking to fit into your current circumstances and start expanding to meet your future vision. Confidence isn't about being the loudest in the room. Sometimes is the calmest person in chaos. Is the individual who listens more than they speak, who acts when others hesitate, who knows that their results are coming because they're already living in alignment with them. When you act as if you've already achieved what you desire, you shift from neediness to sufficiency, from desperation to empowerment. This shift is what turns ordinary encounters into pivotal moments, what turns strangers into allies, and what turns visions into reality. Ultimately, the confidence that comes from acting as if is not dependent on external success. It's built from the inside out. It is a decision to trust the process, to trust your preparation, and to trust that you are exactly where you need to be to receive what's next. The more you embody that version of you, the more naturally success begins to follow. Because when you act with confidence, the world responds in kind. Emotion is the fuel of transformation. It is the bridge between thought and action, between vision and manifestation. Acting as if you've already achieved your goal means not only behaving like your future self, but feeling like your future self. The emotions you associate with success, confidence, gratitude, fulfillment, pride, must be experienced in the present, not postponed until the external evidence shows up. This is where real change begins. The mind and body do not know the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. When you allow yourself to feel the emotions of already having what you desire, you are creating a powerful imprint on your subconscious. These emotional states are signals, messages you send to your internal world, telling it, "This is my new normal." And once your mind accepts that new emotional state as truth, it starts to guide your thoughts and behaviors in alignment with that belief. That's why emotional rehearsal is so potent. You're not just thinking about success, you're embodying it. You're letting that energy flow through you as if it's already yours. Most people delay emotional satisfaction. They say things like, "I'll feel confident when I lose the weight," or "I'll feel proud once I get the promotion," or "I'll be happy when I hit that financial milestone." But waiting to feel good until the conditions are perfect is backwards. It's the emotional state that precedes the success, not the other way around. When you choose to feel the way you would feel after the win, you create the internal chemistry and vibration that draws the win closer to you. It's as if you're saying to life, "I already know it's mine, and I'm ready to receive it." This emotional alignment affects your motivation and your ability to take consistent action. When you feel excited, grateful, or inspired, you naturally want to keep moving forward. You're not dragging yourself toward your goals, you're pulled by something greater, something joyful. That's a radically different experience than grinding your way to success while feeling overwhelmed, stressed, or doubtful. Positive emotion brings flow. It turns effort into ease, struggle into momentum. Moreover, your emotional state influences your ability to handle obstacles. When you feel fulfilled and confident, setbacks don't hit as hard. You're not dependent on every small win to validate your self-worth. You're operating from abundance rather than lack. That emotional steadiness allows you to recover faster, to adapt, and to stay creative in the face of adversity. Because you're not acting from fear, but from a deeper sense of certainty. You are already emotionally anchored in your outcome, so nothing can shake you off course for long. And let's not forget that emotion is contagious. When you walk into a room feeling powerful, grateful, and certain, people sense it. They are drawn to that energy. Emotion is communication. It's not just about what you say, but what you radiate. Whether you're trying to lead a team, attract a client, or build relationships, your emotion, energy plays a key role. Acting as if you've already succeeded means that your presence speaks louder than your words. People want to be around those who make them feel good, who uplift them. When your emotions are rooted in the success you're creating, you become a beacon to others. This practice is also deeply empowering because it puts the power back in your hands. You don't have to wait for the external world to give you permission to feel good. You can generate that feeling now. You can close your eyes, visualize your future self, and ask, what does it feel like to have already accomplished this? And then you can carry that feeling into your next conversation, your next workout, your next decision. That's how emotion becomes your compass. It guides your state of being, and your state of being influences everything else. To act as if you've already achieved it is to choose emotional mastery. It is to become the architect of your inner world so that the outer world has no choice but to reflect it. When you feel like your goals are already real, you begin to create a life that matches that feeling. And that's when the extraordinary becomes inevitable. When you learn to act as if you've already achieved your goals, you step into the power of belief, identity, confidence, and emotion, four forces that shape your reality from the inside out. You're no longer chasing success, you're embodying it. You become the person who naturally attracts the outcomes you desire, not by waiting for change. The world responds to who you are, not just what you want. So carry yourself like it's already done. Think, feel, and act from your future. Because when you do, that future begins to show up in